Hi, I'm Jeanette, and I'm from Haunting TV, and today I'm here to review one of our comics, and it's not Alexander reviewing it because it is Women in Horror Month, so it's my turn. What is Women in Horror Month? Women in Horror Month is the celebration of women in the horror genre all over the world. If you check out the list of events over on womeninhorrormonth.com, you'll see there's people from Italy, there's a film festival all about women directors, and blog tours and publications all celebrating women in our genre. So today I'm actually in a new location. We are in Savannah, Georgia at Savannah Comics and More, who are kind enough to let us take over their store for a little while. So what am I reviewing? Why the Last Man, which is written by a man but co-created by a woman. Her name is Pia Guerrera, and she was the pencil artist, and she was a big part of the overall development of the story. She would add details, little details, and suggest characters which would inspire Brian's writing for like entire story arcs. We found that on a interview with her that we'll put a link to down in the description land. So this, Why the Last Man, is a post-apocalyptic horror sci-fi genre, so if you have read any of my reviews, you know I'm a nerd for post-apocalyptic horror. I love it. Plot synopsis. So, in Why the Last Man, all of the male mammals on the planet drop dead simultaneously, except for an amateur magician and his trusty sidekick, Ampersand. Everything goes wrong, things are missing, people are dying, and now everyone has to figure out how to survive again, missing like key components of their lives. Like men, in this example. So Why the Last Man? What happens is every male mammal, so everyone with a Y chromosome, dies in a horrific instant death, simultaneously all over the world. And except for our lead character, Yorick, and his monkey, Ampersand, who is also male. So they're this bizarre anomaly in this world of decimated male corpses. And we're following his adventures around. He ends up going to Washington, D.C. and all sorts of many adventures. Notes. So Yorick is our main character when we follow him around places, but his main motivation is he really desperately wants to go find his girlfriend who's over in Australia studying abroad. So he wants to go find her and make sure she's okay. Also, don't mind, the store is actually open right now, so we don't mind having people walk by. So after everything hits the fan and he's the only person alive, we follow him on his journey around the United States, because that's where it's set. And first thing he does is he goes down to Washington, D.C. to find his mom, who's a congresswoman, and see if she's okay. Well, she's okay. She's actually defending what's left of the shambles of American politics while hiding out in the shell of the White House. And my absolute favorite moment of this book shows up at that point. They're being shot at. She's like, "Oh, it's terrorists! What's going on? This is bad!" And well, he thinks it's terrorists when they're being shot at, and the mom is like, "No, it's worse, way worse. What's worse than terrorists? Republicans." It's funny that this divide between the two sides of our policies in America go so badly, because I feel like in general you just want to shoot at each other, but until the world ends, you can't. So it just becomes this very funny political satire, almost, like wedged in the middle of all of the other chaos that happens. Both sides, the Democrats and the Republicans, are seeing each other exactly the same way. Both sides see each other as terrorists and as like a threat to what's left of the social structure and order that America was, you know, survived on for so long. That one frame is just beautiful. So after he goes there, he figures out that there's this scientist up in Boston that might actually be able to take the fact that he is still alive and figure out how to get humanity to repopulate the earth instead of just dying off right now. But not everyone wants the entire Earth to be repopulated. Apparently there's this femicult crazy group called the Daughters of the Amazon who find out that he's alive and make it their mission to murder him. Because men should not exist, apparently. Because why else would they all die off all at the same time? Which is terrible logic. You have one person left to make humanity not go extinct, and you want to kill him. Whatever. Who knows what happens in a post-apocalyptic world? There's blood, there's chaos, there's mayhem, there's little cults, femicults, whatever you want to call them. It's good. So then he goes on this madcap adventure, trying to find his girlfriend, trying to figure out how to solve the whole, no more men on the planet issue, and things like that. So I won't get too much further into that. I do want to mention there are some really cool, just strong, obviously female characters, because there's only two male characters in here. But some of the great female characters are Agent 355, who's just this wonderful badass woman just running around being a secret agent, and then the crazy scientist, and some of the girls from the cult are just awesome. The Daughters of the Amazon, they're the first big bad that Yorick has to deal with on his journey. And I really do think that in this book, in this series, you get a really great array of female characters portrayed, because the writing's not gender specific, it's just person specific. And you get Pia's particular spin on all of the characters. You get some really natural, really diverse characters drawn and represented in this series. And that was really cool to see, actually. There's, you see really good people and really bad people and really good people who are doing horrible things all in the same place. So really, this book isn't necessarily about gender roles. It's not about gender stereotypes. That's definitely in there. But it's about humanity and how awful it can be and how beautiful it can be all at the same time. Because when you strip away those other layers, you get to look at what's left. Hence, post-apocalyptic. That's part of why I like it. Don't mind me referring to my notes. I just have to check it from time to time because I'm very new to my reviewing of things, and specifically comics, so I wanted to make sure I didn't leave anything important out. For example, that Pia was brought on to this project through one of the producers for Vertigo comics. She just really liked her artwork and really wanted to see her featured in an actual full line of work. So she ended up on Y the Last Man because particularly of her style of drawing women, which was that diversity in the characters that I had mentioned, that you end up seeing in this book. I just recently discovered, actually Alexander and I both discovered Y the Last Man. Even though it's been out since 2002, it's fresh to us, so it's like, bah, this is awesome. So I was actually really glad that I came in a little bit later, because then I could get the Collected Works edition, which I'm going to show you again, because it's pretty. Because look at this. That's 10 issues all in one binding. I don't think I would have the patience to wait issue for issue. I like to read things all in one massive chunk, which actually here in Savannah Comics and More, we found they have the ultra deluxe versions where you have twice as many issues all in one thing, which I want to buy because then I'd have this many more inches to read before I had to close the covers. One of the great things about this book is it's so horrific. There's so much sadness, but it's still really funny. There's all of these moments of just laugh out loud humor. I mean, I was reading this on the plane on our way down here, and I was freaking people out because I was just like laughing at my graphic novel while waiting in line to go places. Like, hey TSA, what's up? You want to see this panel? No, you don't? Okay. This book had really great poignant conversations. I think it's got some really gory, horrific things going on. Let me just say, garbage truck. When you read it, you'll know what I mean, because it's funny and awful all at the same time. I don't want to spoil it though. Y the Last Man was amazing. You should read it. All of it. I'm only through issue 10, but read through volume 1, and I cannot wait to buy the rest of them and figure out where all of this is going. Specifically the Deep Throat character, which once you read it, you'll know what I mean. I think I know who she is. but I'm not sure. So, go buy it, and then we can talk more about this. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all of that goodness, and you should definitely come visit Savannah Comics and More because they are amazing, and you could ask Chuck, who owns the place, any question about anything. He knows so much. We've got a whole stack of things that we're going to bring home with us because it's like, oh, check out this one and this one. I'm like, yes! Awesome. Also, Savannah Comics and More apparently kind of has a lot of people that you might know. For example, Daniel Way, who's a writer for the Wolverine Origins stories, actually used to be a customer here at Savannah Comics, which is just so cool. That and Tom Feister? He's an inker for Ex Machina. So cool! He used to work here. Now he's off being awesome and Savannah is here being awesome, so you should check out both. So stay tuned. We are also going to do a walkthrough of the shop because it's so cool. There's so much stuff here. It's awesome. I'm Jeanette. This is Haunting TV. We're here at Savannah Comics and More, and I'll see you in your nightmares. Have a good one.